I've always seen design as a thought, a dream, or a concept that has continually evolved, not a static single point in time representation of a model consisting of loss, fillets, and extrusions or drawings. Design is a process, it's not an end. It's a continual evolution of thought that must be captured and effectively communicated. In essence, design is only as useful as the designer's ability to capture and communicate a concept. Now I'm hitting the road to see how our customers are utilizing Autodesk technology to turn concept into reality.
Hey, what's up everybody? Rob Cohee, Manufacturing Evangelist for Autodesk. Now, think about this for a minute. Some of the world's most unique bridge designs, the world's largest telescopes, and some of the most entertaining and thrilling amusement park rides anywhere in the world. Now, you probably think I'm talking about 3 different companies, right? No. In fact, I'm talking about the 2009 Autodesk Inventor of the Year recipient, Dynamic Structures. I'm here in sunny Vancouver, British Columbia to see what makes them tick. Come on, let's go.
Not many companies can have a slogan like, anything you can dream, we can build, and get away with it. Dynamic Structures is the premier provider of dynamic complex structures to industry, government, academia, and entertainment through creative and cost-effective solutions based on years of unique experience. And unique is an understatement. You know, what if a movie theater moved, giving you an even more incredible experience? Want to put a robot onto a roller coaster? Have a ride on the RoboCoaster G3 system. Now check this out, look Ma, no hands. And they do it all, telescopes, bridge design, and amusement park rides with the same group of talented engineers, machinists, welders, and assembly teams.
So I've been fortunate enough to work with extremely unique companies, and Dynamic Structure is definitely at the top of that list with the breadth of products that they manufacture. And it's not just the breadth of products, but you know, they don't just model telescopes, they model the world's largest telescopes. They don't just design bridges, they design some of the most unique bridges in the world. And I'm here with Dave Halliday. Dave is the president of Dynamic Structures. Dave, thanks for having us.
You're very welcome.
So Dave, tell me a little bit about how you became certainly the world leader in telescope design and some of the most unique bridge designs, and how that evolved from some of the early days to now.
Well, it's our experience has been over 40 years, and we sort of go back to basics. So 40 years ago, the way we did business is a little different than we do today. But I've always been associated with the manufacturing, design build. So it means that any of the people that we really have working within the organization have a familiarity with literally everything from cradle to grave as far as a project is concerned, from the design through the manufacture, right into shipping and direction and everything else.
Dave, one of the things I found most interesting in meeting with your staff yesterday was the diversity of the staff. And I'm interested in how that diversity then ties into the diversity of your products.
Well, the interesting thing is that the more diversity you have within the company, the more flexibility you have. Because every individual has got a different mindset and a different way they think. So a mechanical engineer doesn't think like a structural engineer. And a controls engineer doesn't think like a mechanical or a structural engineer. So now if you put all these people under one roof, then you can begin to get a very good trade-off in terms of what's the best way to tackle a problem.
Dave, one of the things I found unique is that you guys take simulation and you put it up front, solving the problem using simulation before you go about designing things really makes you unique. And I'm interested in your take on that.
Yes. I'm fortunate that I've been over a long span of time, so I've seen the technology developed, and the technology that we have today is extremely valuable in terms of us to visualize exactly what's happening and to be able to control geometry, to be able to give us the sophisticated tools that we need in order to quickly get to develop a concept and understand how it works, and give us the freedom to play around with concepts and look at different options.
Yesterday you and I talked a little bit about an example of how you take a different approach to solving challenges that were typically almost unsolvable, where people would basically look at what was done before and not necessarily what can be done. And you had a unique approach to that, and I'm interested in you elaborating on that a little further.
And I think a lot of that becomes, again, back into the creativity side, but what we're finding today, which I think is good and bad, is that we find that that the mindset of young engineers is a little different than you would see 40 years ago. just because of the way they've been brought up in the education environment, because they have got the freedom to use sophisticated tools. Again, sometimes that stifles creativity, because they get in there and start modeling stuff before they're in a very narrow box, before they allow their mind to expand into what all the opportunities are.
So that's where you see being able to solve your challenges mathematically, basically. That's what helps define your form then.
That's right. I mean, the two things are it's generating the mindset to think creatively and opening up the mind to think freely about all the opportunities that come to enhance creativity. That's the first thing to do. Then the beauty of all that is, now that we have so many sophisticated tools, if they're used responsibly, we can get to the end result very quickly. But the other thing that we can also do, because of the tools that we have today, we can also look at many varieties of solutions. So we don't, because if you look at a complex solution, if you go back 20 years ago, it would take you months and months and months to resolve that, and then maybe find that's not the best solution. Today, we can have a whole raft of concepts that are good ideas, and we can evaluate each of these independently then to find the one that comes to the surface. And we need tools to do that. And these are the tools that you supply.
So Dave, in closing, what are you most excited about for the future of dynamic structures?
We keep moving forward. We have now formed relationships in China, and we're looking at market opportunities in China. We're looking at further market opportunities in the entertainment business, and again, getting back to looking at how things are advancing. We're looking at new technologies to excite the entertainment business in the future. I find the most exciting part of all is when you hear people talking about rides that you actually built, and flying home in a plane, and you hear people behind you talking about a ride that you built, and you don't even know them. These are the things that provide excitement and the encouragement to carry on and looking for a new adventure all the time. So maybe tomorrow will be something different, but we're always looking for something new.
So Dave, I was blown away yesterday when I learned that you were recently awarded an extremely prestigious award, the Order of Canada. Congratulations on that, and tell us a little bit about what that means to you personally and what that means for dynamic structures.
Well, certainly it was a surprise and an incredible award, and it's. I mean, the big compliment is the fact is that you're elected by your peers, the people that you've worked with. And of course, my time on this has been 40 years. So starting off and working on astronomy and telescopes and relationships with world astronomers, which is incredibly fascinating, because the one thing that is interesting is that they respect you for what you do, and I obviously respect them. So when you start talking to the world's leading astronomers, and you don't feel dumb about asking them silly questions and getting answers, and it's been a wonderful dialogue. So it's been just an incredible experience. So to be awarded that and enjoy what you're doing is a double whammy, and so it's a great honor.
So Dave, I really appreciate the time that you spent with us this morning, and from Autodesk point of view, we're absolutely honored to be a partner of yours, and congratulations on your most prestigious award.
You're very welcome. We enjoyed working with you too, and it's fun, and that's what this is all about.
The Order of Canada. Wow, I'm still impressed with that. Next, we get a chance to talk with Mike Geddick. Dude has a PhD in structural engineering, and I get his take on why it's so important to utilize analysis during the conceptual design phase. So stay tuned.